Chanukah so much in the Parsha that is so overwhelming in its intensity. Lot of sexuality in the Parsha that I was hoping you and I would have time to discuss, because it would be great for our ratings, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much time we'll have, but it's out there. You know, first of all, we have Yehuda's sons, Aaron, Onan, and what they did and why. And then we have the whole episode of Yehuda and Tamar, which is so bizarre and so difficult to understand, and actually was the another link in the very mysterious chain of events that leads to the birth of Moshiach. Because again, we had the daughters of Lot, which is so untoward, unseemly, and absolutely improper, but yet it was from Moab that Ruth descended, and Ruth, of course, is the grandmother of David.
Right.
So that was part of it, and now Yehuda and Tamar, which is it's quite.
Yeah, I mean,
quite strange looking what it appears to be.
Because Yehuda was at one point her father-in-law.
He was her father-in-law, absolutely. But the whole idea that she disguised herself, and who did he think she was, and what kind of was it? Yehuda a nice Jewish boy? Would he do that kind of thing? And what the sages say about that it was almost involuntary. That Yehuda was very righteous and he didn't really want to, but an angel pushed him, and this kind of thing, and all trying to understand exactly what Hashem had in store for this soul that is so precious that he had to kind of extract it from a back door so that it would not draw attention, because there are some things in this world, like the soul of Mashiach, that are so laden with potential for greatness and holiness that there is kind of like such a force against it. Not that there is a force against Hashem, but that certain things have to be done a certain way in order for it to succeed. And that's the whole story of all the machinations and all the circuitous roots of how that soul comes into the world. And then later you have David and Bathsheba. There's so many stages. I skipped a few of the mystery of bringing the soul of Mashiach into the world.
Yeah.
And what's really amazing about the Parsha is that because we have the incident of Yehuda and Tamar, which is an important stage, and where it appears also suddenly, where it appears, where it's inserted in the parsha out of nowhere. But what it basically comes down to is that we have a representation of the union of both messianic forces at the same time, because Yosef is going down to Egypt, and in the meantime, Yehuda and Tamar are bringing another stage of the development of the Davidic Mashiach into the world.
Yeah, it's in everything you've said here encompasses the idea of Moshiach with Yosef being thrown into this pit, and he emerges and he goes down, and in a way, Rabbi, he's sort of hidden away in Egypt for years. Nobody knows where he is. So Hashem is actually saving his life by sending him down into this house of bondage, and emerging, as we'll see him in the subsequent Torah portions, is the idea that the Mashiach is always hidden, and he rises as this prime minister. So, and his brothers don't even recognize him. The Mashiach is hidden in plain sight. We see this echoed all through the story of David, and this is what we're going to see in the future. The Mashiach will arise in circumstances that his own people won't even recognize him, the same way his brothers didn't.